Hello everybody, we are here with your Dodgy Jungle Guide. Guys, I'm going to be grabbing myself a Eye of the Jungle and a tier 1 going into my physical power in Pen Tree. If you are not comfortable with the Eye of the Jungle, I think that is totally fine. I absolutely think that Boombas is a great item, and you can go Boomba's Dagger on literally anybody. So never worry that, oh, should I get Boomba's Dagger or Eye of the Jungle? I am an Eye of the Jungle player. I like the early power that it gives me for that PvP aggression. But if you're having a hard time managing your HP, managing your mana, particularly on gods like Dodgy, who do not have any built-in like sustain, there's nothing wrong with going that Boombas. I personally have just been finding that I am liking the Eye of the Jungle a whole lot more. So we're going to be starting off with our 2. Going to land an auto attack on this speed before we use our 2, just to make sure we get that passive bleed on. So Dodgy is this character based around bleeds. So your passive is your autos, they're bleeding. Your 2 is throwing down bleeds on people. Everything you do is basically just going to be applying bleeds. So you're gonna have a lot of damage over time in your kit. Not a ton of CC outside of your ultimate on Dodgy. You've got a slow, and that's kind of where it ends. Lots of burst damage potential, but also a very risky character. Super easy to get caught out of position on Dodgy. The way that your getaway skill works, you need to have somebody kind of by you in order to use it. So you can get put out of position very, very quickly and easily. So our standard jungle pathing right now, I'm gonna have to use a multi-pot over here on these camps. Now we gotta be careful. They've got a raw Fenrir. That is a very strong early game comp right now. 2 of the most meta characters. So I'm gonna be playing it back a little bit, because I don't need to do anything too scary right now. Really no chance for us to grab a kill right here unless they made a crazy mistake. So might as well play it back and be safe, because I want to run back to my jungle over on that right hand side. Now I'm gonna call the enemy missing for my team. Fenrir's gonna walk over towards those oracles. This is the time of the game where as duo, you need to be careful because you could be getting ganked over there. For our level order on Dodgy, I tend to get a couple of points into my 2 for the early clear. So I'll usually grab about 2 points into my 2. So I'll get it here again at level 4. But after that second point, I switch over and I start leveling my 1 for the extra burst damage that it is going to provide. Now with the 1 on Dodgy as well, this is going to enhance your next auto. Basically think about it making your next auto like a Hydra's proc. The way that you want to use it is you want to make sure that you are auto canceling with that. So what that means is when you want to use your 1, you generally want to auto attack beforehand and then 1, because you're going to get in pretty much 2 autos directly in a row. So I'm going to walk over and kind of show you here in the speed buff. I'm going to auto attack it and then 1. So auto 1. And those auto attacks basically are immediately back to back. So I don't have to actually wait for the auto attack animation for my attack speed. Auto 1, and it goes off immediately. You're almost auto attacking twice at the exact same time. Also a little tip and trick here on Dodgy with your 3. Your 3 teleports you towards friendly or enemy minions, players, whatever, right? So I can teleport out. Oh, you can't teleport out to the Titan anymore. They changed it. You used to be able to teleport to the Titan, but now that he's in the ice block, you can't use him to teleport out of the base anymore. That's pretty cute. So you can teleport over to neutral minions. And the thing that you should know about this ability is the way that you land is actually dependent on the way that you're facing. So if I 3 looking forward at a camp, like this side camp right here, I'm going to land facing this camp. I was looking at the camp, so I'm gonna land facing the camp. if I turn around in the animation, I'm actually gonna land behind that person. So whether it's an enemy god, whether it's a minion. So if I actually teleport and look this way, I'm gonna land behind them. So this is how you can position yourself against enemy gods, is by turning around to make sure that you land behind them. It's gonna help you get that position and help cut off people from running away. So if I wanted to go for this raw, I don't right now, but if I wanted to, I could click on him and then turn around. So that's how I know I'm gonna appear behind him. So we'll try to get it on some players this game to show you. So you can see I got my 2 points into my 2, and now I'm putting points into my 1. The reason why you do that is the 2 is the better PvE ability, but your 1 getting ranked up is the better PvP ability. Now I really want to go aggressive on this Fenrir, but it looks like they have this bottom left warded. Ymir kind of had me in his eyes, so I'm just going to go ahead and walk over towards this purple for Cupid, and then we're going to back it up. Daji is a character that wants to go against squishies. So for the picks that you're looking to go against her, she wants to go against very low HP, high damage targets, because she is kind of the pinnacle of that burst damage assassin. She doesn't get tanky at all. She just has this giant burst damage potential. And so you want to be going against the hunters and mages and assassins of the world. In general, guardians and warriors are not going to be the easiest for you to kill. Between their builds and base stats, they're just not what you're looking for. Obviously, as far as those other roles go, a Zhong Kui is not going to be a super favorable matchup for you because he's a really thick, tanky boy. You want to go against a Janus in the mid lane. You want to go against a Rama. So I'm going to teleport around on this Ra so I get right behind him. I'm going to hit him with a couple bleeds. He has beads, so I'm going to throw down my ultimate. Try to hit him with the ulti. I'm going to hit him. Wait for his ultimate to land. I'm not going to be able to get in there and get the kill, unfortunately. I tried to go back in and land on him, but we are going to force out his beads and his ultimate. So with Daji ult, you have 2 options, and they are both viable. It's just going to be in different situations. One option is you basically just sit in your ulti and you try to land all of your shots. You try to waste out as many beads as you can. Get that damage out into the world. The other option that you have on Daji is to try to hit one person with it and then immediately cancel out of your ultimate. So in order to cancel out of your ult, you're just gonna right click. So you can throw out one quick chain, right? Try to hit somebody with it, right click out and then land. The pull on the ulti does not happen until after you land. So the quicker you land, the quicker that you pull. So if somebody has their beads up and you're trying to pull them before they can beads, you're gonna have to cancel out. If you don't do that, everybody's gonna be able to beads it. It's like a super long Ares chain type situation. So you're gonna be able to know. Daji's ultimate and her 3 do go through walls. So you can try to gank people over and through walls. Your 1 and your 2 obviously do not. But you can teleport over walls and you can ulti over walls and try to pull people through them. Be careful when trying to use Daji ult near a wall. The way that Smite handles people not getting pulled into walls is to simply not let you use the ability. I'm gonna teleport in on this Chalk. Gotta be a little careful here. He immediately goes for the ulti, but that's actually good because now I know that his CC immunity is down, so I'm gonna pull him now. Right back to my Loki, hit him with the 1 for the slow. We get a bunch of bleeds on him, and it looks like we are gonna be able to grab the kill. So right there, Chalk had used Loki. Chalk had used his CC immunity with his ultimate. I assumed he didn't have beads on Chalk, because why would he have beads on Chalk? He has teleport. So instead of coming down and pulling him immediately from my ultimate, I tried to hit him with it more than once just to get some additional damage online, and I did hit that. So we got actually a couple. I'm going to teleport backwards to this Danza, so that way I cut off him walking back the duo, and now I can head back over towards the speed. Now, for my leveling here, I'm actually going to go back and start leveling up my 2 again. So the level order for Daji for me is really funky, but I like to get a couple points into the 2, then max the 1, and then max the 2, and then the ulti, and the 3. So I end up going 1, 2, 4, 3, but I traditionally get 2 points into the 2 early just for the jungle clear.
I'll just cut here, and here.
You can upgrade the ultimate if you want instead of the 2, but I find that the more consistent damage output is going to be your 1 and your 2, because a lot of the times you're just using your ultimate to either pull somebody out of position to do damage with your 1 and your 2, or to force their beads so you can get all up in their business and kill them. So I tend to rely on the damage from the 1 and the 2. So for our items here, I have gone into a Jotun's Wrath. Jotun's Wrath just to give me that CDR. As long as my abilities are up on Daji, I'm feeling pretty confident, but her cooldowns are fairly long. Reminder that Jotun's Wrath did get a pretty nice buff with the new season, and it has that 50 power now, so it is actually a really good item. I'm going to turn around on this once again. Start channeling my 2, and I'm going to stand right in front of Danza so he cannot get himself out of there. Just going to tank that rocket right to the face. Otherwise, if I move away, he's going to be able to just rocket right on out of there to safety. I know that there's no kill potential, so I can just tank it to the dough. I need to be a little bit careful right now because I'm pretty low, but Ares is going for the ulti on Ra. I'm going to 3 into this Ymir after his ultimate goes down, so that way I don't take any damage there. Ra, his beads and or ultimate is down. I see a Fenrir here. I'm going to try to quickly land that. I'm not going to be able to get it. I think Fenrir is about to ultimate, so I'm not going to worry about pulling him. But I am going to blink 3 to try to get to him. He uses... Ooh, that was a good beam right there from Ra. He uses his jump. You do not follow people through their jumps on Daji, nor do you follow them through any movement abilities. So if you're going to try to 3 on somebody that you think is going to use a movement ability, I'm going to go around behind him and then use my 2 bonus movement speed here to actually just run away from the truck. I use his body to get further down the lane, and then I use my 2 just to continue to run away. I didn't want to fight that at all. Now I can back up, get my beads, and start working into our Hydra's Lament. Hydra's is an absolute go-to on Daji. Even if you don't want the Jotuns, this game, a Brawlers would have also worked. I'm going to get Jotuns and Brawlers this game. But if you wanted to go the early Brawlers instead of the Jotuns, for the anti-heal, totally fine. I'm never going to tell you not to build anti-heal because anti-heal is fantastic and you should still be building it. Enemy missing. But you always get the Hydras no later than 3rd on Daji. You have to have it. It's going to increase your damage by stupid amounts because of the effectiveness of getting the Hydra's proc on all of your abilities. So your standard combination on Daji, you're going to 3, auto, 1, auto, and then you use your 2. And then, of course, you can auto after that as well. I'm going to wait for Ymir to use his ultimate, so that way I can pull him through here. I grab the Ra right on through, and Ymir actually has beats, so we still get the kill on the Ra. So once again, that combo on Daji is 3 auto, 1 auto, 2. That way you get 2 times Hydra's procs almost instantaneously. Because we talked about, right, how popping the 1 basically makes it an instant auto. So when you get a Hydra's proc from your 3, and then you 1, and you instantly get that proc, you're basically getting 2 Hydra's procs on top of each other. Not to mention the bonus damage you're going to get from 1, not to mention the bleeds, not to mention the bleeds on top of that, because you got bleeds on bleeds on bleeds on bleeds on Daji. Now, for my next item in this game, I'm going to get myself a Brawler's Beat Stick. Brawler's Beat Stick is situational. If the team does not have a lot of healing, then you do not need a lot of anti-healing.
Here, and here.
Enemies in the left jungle. Be right back.
Looking towards this chalk, I'm just gonna go ahead and face right towards him, land my 1, pop the auto, so I got that double Hydra's proc right there. I know that he can't teleport away now, so I'm gonna use my 2 to catch up to him. Auto, 1, auto. Just keep it going. I don't want to use my ultimate until he ulties, because I want to save my ultimate for the CC immunity on his, plus then his CC immunity would be down. You can also, of course, use your 1 to get those Hydra's procs to help you on killing these towers. If you need to as well, you can cancel out of the dodge 2. So say you want to get immediately back into auto attacking. Say I want to use it for the Hydra's procs. I'm going to wait for Fenrir to jump. He just did. And now I'm just going to use my 3 ultimates on him right on top to grab the kill. So actually utilizing that damage. So if I want to use my 2 maybe to catch up to somebody and then I want to start auto attacking, I can start it off and then I can just right click whenever I'm ready and I can stop it. It's also going to give me the Hydra's proc the second that I cancel it, so then I can just 1. Or excuse me, I can auto 1 again and get those double procs online. So while Daji's kit feels a little bit basic, she does have some really fun high-level intricacies for those that care to master her. Like I said, on Daji, one of your most important things is going to be your positioning. You need to 90% of the time be standing way back. And then when you're actually going to fight, you want to dive all the way on the opposite side. You basically are in the very front of the fight or the very back of the fight on Daji. You're waiting for something to happen, and then you're going in and you're trying to assassinate their squishies. Your main targets are, of course, always going to be their main damage source. Typically, this is going to be their mage or their hunter. If their King Arthur has top damage, then, you know, you don't want to make Arthur your top target, obviously. So continue to go for their squishies. Maybe they don't have top damage because you've been doing such a good job killing them. I'm going to go for the raw. I'm going to turn around so I can hit him with the body block. And then I'm going to use my 2, which is going to finish up the kill. So that's a crucial reason why you have to utilize that 3 properly. I do the 3 turnaround method, which puts me in front of the raw, which actually lets me body block him from getting to his tower.
Enemy spotted.
I'm gonna go right in here on the chalk, and we should be able to grab ourselves a little kill. Use my 2 maximum bleed, pop myself into the air so I'm no longer tanking this tower. Gonna grab myself the kill on the Fenrir, which is gonna help get Ares out of his mouth. I'm gonna teleport onto my Ares to get closer to the Ymir before he even pulls. So right there, I use my 3 on a friendly target to have myself positioned, waiting for the Ymir as he was getting pulled. Gonna start my 2 and then cancel it just for the Hydra's proc for the extra damage. And there we go. We should go get ourselves the Pyromancer at this point. I've got a Sentry Ward to throw right on down.
It's our little secret.
Daji actually a pretty good objective burner right now. With the high power build that you're gonna be running, and especially once you get level 20 and you get the Eye of the Jungle ranked up into the Guardian of the Jungle, man, you get that bonus attack speed. The passive bleed that you have adds up really fast. So now I need to back up and get my brawlers, and then I'm going to get myself a Shifter's Shield. 2 items right now that I always want you to be keeping an eye on every single character basically right now. Any physical character, you should be keeping your eye on these 2 items. That is going to be Shifter's Shield and Berserker's Shield. The pure stats on these items are ridiculous. Shifter's Shield is going to give me 70 power when I need it when I go into a fight, and then it's going to switch over and provide me those bonus protections. Berserker's shield gives 50 physical power just on the regular. Then it gives you attack speed, protection, and physical penetration, not including the proc that it gives on top of all that. So I'm gonna preemptively pop some beads here and then pop my ulti to get up into the air. I see the Danza over the wall. I just want to get out of this, so I'm gonna just hop away from this fight and chill over to this left-hand side. So I utilize my ultimate right there in a defensive manner. I shot out my ultimate still to burn some beads, anything that I needed to, but then I stayed up in the air for as long as I could just to get away, force everybody that was waiting for me to walk away from the rest of my team that was kicking their butts. So always keep your eyes on those two items. I end up building them sometimes on hunters. I end up building them sometimes in solo, sometimes in the jungle right now. There's just so many situations where they end up being so very viable. You can even build them together. They work really well together as well. But in this game in particular, we just want that shifter shield because we want that huge power to combine with our Hydra's Lament for those massive Hydra's autos. We basically want to turn our Hydra's autos into like crits without needing any crit chance. That's basically our goal here on Daji. I want it to feel like a crit without ever having to crit. I'm about to get Danza though. Speaking of crit, I got taunted right there by the Danza too, and he does have the crit online. I tried to use my 2 for the bonus movement speed to get out of that one, but there is no escaping the Danza taunt. Such a good ability. So right now, I've got about 500 gold until I can get Protector of the Jungle in about one camp of XP. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually not gonna spend any money. Even if I can afford the shifter shield right here, I'm going to wait until I can rank up my starter item. All of the starter item upgrades are basically the best items in the game, and you should upgrade them as soon as possible when you hit that level threshold. Nice kill on the Cupid, man. Maybe that's why Cupid got nerfed. I don't know. Can't think of any other good reason. All right, head back out towards our speed buff. Let's get to level 20. We've got the Sentry Ward for the Fire Giant.
Attack Fire Giant.
So we should get over to this fire. We got 3 people dead. We should be able to burn it down pretty dang quick.
Now it's starting to heat up.
So let's head right on over to the fire. Let's go to the fire. Gonna do the giant, but I'm not going to tank the fire because I'm not tanky at all. At least not yet. So I'm gonna wait for the team to get here. All right. We should really just start this.
On my way.
Our Loki should be tanking this right now for us, but he never came over to start it. So instead, I'm gonna start this. Looks like our Cupid kind of got the idea and he's gonna get us started. Our Loki is zoning right now, which is fine, but we really needed him to tank this for us. Luckily for us, they're too far back and we had too many people dead for them to really contest. So now I'm gonna back up. We need to be careful. I'm gonna go get my Protector of the Jungle. Protector of the Jungle is my personal favorite jungle item right now. It's the reason why I go the Eye of the Jungle, because I happen to think Protector of the Jungle is probably the best item actually in Smite. I would argue it is the best item in the entire game right now, which is why I build it so often with the Eye. You got to get over the lack of sustain in the early game, which can be annoying, but the second you make it to this item, now I've got plus 65 physical power. I get 35 protections, 35% attack speed, plus an additional 12% power and protections. Just a disgusting amount of value on this item. Cupid is chasing the Fenrir, so I'm gonna try to go help with him. I'm gonna use my 3 on the Raw and turn around so I get right behind him. And you're just gonna see all of the damage that comes out on that Raw. And then all of my bleeds are gonna do the rest, killing him through that Aegis. I'm gonna throw down a ward on the other side of this wall, so that way if somebody comes near, I can use my 3 to get through and go for the kill. I can also ulti right here and try to look for some pulls and force some CC immunities. Now I'm gonna start looking for my 3 through this wall just in case there's anybody there. They're going for the fight over and left. I really want to make my target Danza, but I gotta be careful. So instead, I'm gonna look around for this Fenrir, and I'm just gonna go for the Fen and try to instantly kill him. He's gonna live with just a couple of HPs. So now I can actually turn around and go for the Danza. I'm gonna blink in, use my 1, forces him to looks like use a shell. Let's go kill this Ymir, and we can just head right on back to our team using my 2. Make sure I follow up with the auto before the 1 auto. Going right into the ultimate. Gonna see if I can't pull the Danza. Nope. He has his bead still up.
Attack middle lane.
So now we're gonna chill out, and we should go through the mid lane. Gonna use my 3 out of my Ares just to get out of this tower range. And now we should be able to shove up mid and right. Popping my 1 for the Hydra proc on the Phoenix. You're gonna do a lot of damage to Phoenixes on Daji when you use those Hydra's procs properly. So don't be afraid to go straight for the Phoenix. If somebody can tank this, there's a decent chance we can just go ahead and end the game right here. Using all the bonus damage that we've got from our Hydras and whatnot. And that should be the end of that. So for that last item, of course, we were going to go right into the Shifter's Shield. If you didn't need the Brawler's Beat Stick that game, if you want that same type of flat pen, you can still go Crusher. That's why you get more bleeds on top of your bleeds while also maintaining that flat penetration. If you want percent pen, you can go the Berserker Shield. Gonna give you all of that power, all of that attack speed. You still get a little defensive, particularly efficient against teams that have a lot of physical damage. And those will be the items that I keep your eyes out on, guys. And that is our Daji jungle guide.